inspirational to me. I am talking about my baby sister, Cassandra Ward. She was born with a severe genetic disorder called trisomy 18, but that is not what I know her for. I know her for her smile and for the love that she showed each and every one of us. Most children born with trisomy 18, fists are curled up tight like this, but her hands form this signal, which in sign language stands for, I love you. I believe that this was no coincidence. Despite her debilitating condition, she showed us who she was and loved us for who we were. She saw more in me in one of her simple looks than I see in myself sometimes. She would cry if she ever heard my siblings or I arguing. She had more of an impact on me through her honest and real outlook on life than any number of motivational speakers. You have heard that beauty is an eye of the beholder. This was definitely true for my sister Cassandra, as she was a kind beholder to me. And as great an example as she was to me in this area, I fear that I may fall short from time to time in being so kind to others, and just as importantly, myself. I think it is safe to say that we all fall in this category from time to time. On one hand, we want to push ourselves to excellence, but on the other, we have a tendency to be overly critical to the point that it diminishes our value. Sometimes being good is good enough. Even when we compare ourselves, sometimes we do it against the highest standards possible. But why? This is a painting I made my senior year of high school. It was based off this original by Robert Bateman. But I cannot compare myself to Bateman. He has spent his entire life honing his artistic skill. Instead of comparing, we must accept our small improvements as the great accomplishments that they are. It is impossible to be the best at everything, so stop comparing yourself to the best and start seeking the great achievement of personal improvement. You've been told to focus on your strengths hundreds of times, but where's this great camera lens of life to focus with? I am happy to tell you that is less of an obscure concept than you may think. It all starts with identifying your strengths, which can be as simple as writing down a list of things that you are good at. It may seem rather narcissistical, but it is a very valuable tool to have on those low days. But when it comes to utilizing our strengths, sometimes we must tweak the situation to our advantage. My roommates were avid Mario Kart players. And sometimes they would convince me to play, but I hated it. I was no good. I would take 10 out of 12 every time. I'd walk away disappointed in my performance. And as silly as it sounds, it would honestly make me feel worthless. But all that changed once I started to change the way I played the game. First off, I ditched the old wheel remote and took a more classic nunchuck approach. Next, I switched from Rosalina and started using smaller, more nimble characters. I still don't beat all my roommates, but I do much better. I was stuck with consistently poor results until I changed the way that I played the game. It wasn't that I was bad at the game, it's just that I was playing it wrong. There may be parts of our lives that are very similar. It's not that we are powerless, it's just that we need a new approach. This is a major part of utilizing your strengths. Do whatever it is you do well, and do it often. When it comes to facing insecurities, it can seem like an awfully daunting and formidable task. It may seem much easier just to avoid situations that make us feel insecure. But if we do this, we are missing out on many of life's opportunities. It is a little known fact about me that I enjoy using the occasional pickup line. But I wouldn't call him cheesy, I call him dynamite. The thing I like most is that I get super nervous on the inside, but have to keep a cool, calm, collected demeanor on the outside. Otherwise, I'm toast. Yeah, I'm greeted with highly variable success, but that's all part of the thrill. But when it comes to singing, that's a completely different story. Many people are blessed with the wonderful ability to sing. Those people are not me. But in an attempt to expand my comfort zone, I tried out for the school musical, and out of a desperate lack of male actors, I made it. I worked as an extra for 2 years, until finally, my senior year, I got the part. Barnaby Tucker in Hello Dolly. It was the 3rd largest male role. But it meant I had solo singing lines. To say that I nailed them would be an exaggeration. But I didn't die of embarrassment either. If I had chosen to avoid the situation, instead of expanding my comfort zone, I never would have made the friends or had as much fun doing the musicals as I did. We live in a world where we are bombarded by media and advertisements that tell us how we should look, act, think, and even how we should behave on a day-to-day basis. We are exposed to thousands of advertisements, and no matter the product, the overall message is the same. You don't look good enough, you don't act good enough, you don't smell good enough, and you should have picked a different barber. But it's not until we recognize this that we are able to start fighting it. Even though I am competing with all the advertisements you will see today, let me stand here and tell you that you are worth it. You do have what it takes. You can do it. You do look good enough. You do smell good enough. And your haircut looks good on you. I have often pondered the question why we let that little thing called life get in the way of our happiness. Why? Life is in a constant state of flux. So why do we base our happiness on life? Why not base our life on happiness? For example, let's pretend like Johnny Greenhand liked Sally. Instead of Johnny thinking, if only Sally liked me, then I would be happy. He could think, because I am happy, maybe we could be happy together. Like most self-help books, this is an easier said than done concept. But start today with a smile, even if you don't fully mean it. Sometimes, if you just smile on the outside, it can work its way inward. I leave you with a few challenges to stop underestimating yourself. Make that list of strengths I spoke of earlier. Don't leave anything off of it. Even if you write down underwater basket weaving. If it's a strength, write it down. Second, do not criticize others. When we do this, we're often just pointing out our own flaws in others. Third, don't use your strengths when it's convenient. Change your situation so you can proudly display your strengths. Surround yourself with people that care about you and will support you. And finally, smile. Smile like you just won a trip to Disneyland, free ice cream for a year, and summer vacation was extended for a month. Behold yourself kindly. because you are worth it, and you are worth the most when you are yourself. Thank you.